7:30 Eastern on Fox. Wow, what a day. We're in the middle of predictions week, and we are now starting the most motivational segment in all of sports. It's the Bud List. Also time where we read some viewer mail. We just get bundles and bundles of mail for the year 2023. I got a special letter here. I'll read it once I get my letter writing music reading.
You do that
writing.
every week.
I don't write the letters.
You don't write the letters.
No.
Why would it be letter writing music?
I have no idea.
You don't know what these people are listening to when they're writing the letters.
They're just unstamped envelopes.
Don't worry.
This is a long one.
Dear Wilds, love the show. The start of a new school year is upon us. Brew, do you have any suggestions for a sensible wardrobe for the first day of school? Sincerely, Don. I don't know if you have any sensible wardrobe suggestions.
I wore a nice little school outfit today.
Oh,
A little polo shirt, jeans,
He did.
and
Dungarees.
Do we not have a
top
picture?
side
I
deck
know. I
shoes.
just got
We had a big boss in town. Bruce Lee comes to work in hooping shorts and a King t-shirt. Today, he looked like he was auditioning to be first mate at Wild's Yacht Club. It's unbelievable.
I dress appropriately.
What was the occasion?
Dude, our boss
the
was
occasion.
here. Our boss was here.
Sorry. I don't know how Dawn knew that.
You should have had a picture.
I know.
They must have seen me. They live down the street.
Yeah, that's right.
They must have seen me walking up. All right, here we go. This is very motivational this week, too. At number 3, Jerry Goff.
Ooh.
Now, look, I get it. He's not Aaron Rodgers. But, Coach, you might agree with me. I mean, this is a guy that I think is very disrespected as a quarterback. You never, despite his Super Bowl appearance, 3 Pro Bowls. Remember, in LA, he one of the most historic offenses in recent memory when they did get to the Super Bowl that year. Last year, he had a great year. And you never see him even like in the discussion, really, for any of these top 10 lists. So I believe that Jared Goff, and he finished last year 324 straight passes, no interceptions. So he's actually got a shot at maybe chasing Aaron Rodgers' record down. But anyway, there are expectations now on the Lions. So everything he did last year, no expectations, no one thought the Lions could do anything. Now there are people expecting them to make the playoffs for what, win the division first time since 1993, get only their second playoff win since 1957. Think about that. And Jared, if you do it, I believe you will start getting the respect that a lot would say you deserve. If you don't, people will say, see, I told you, he's not built of the right stuff. He's just a so-so quarterback. All right, at number 2, Deshaun Watson. And now, look, a few years ago, the world was Deshaun's oyster. All right, he was a great quarterback. Looked like he might even be headed toward a Hall of Fame career. And because of his own horrible decisions, no question about that, now he is an afterthought. And he has to come out this year. It did work out for him financially, even though all the bad decisions he made. Financially, he got the best contract in NFL history somehow. 5 years, $230 million, fully guaranteed. But with that contract comes expectations. And we gave you a pass last year. 6 games, you hadn't played in a year and a half. We get it, you weren't supposed to look good. But now you are expected to. And people want you to lead the Browns to their second playoff appearance in the last 20 years.
Who led them to the first, bro?
I can't remember. Somebody like that? Baker Mayfield. But anyway, it would only be their 4th playoff appearance since I graduated from college in nearby Oberlin, Ohio, which really wasn't that long ago. Maybe I shouldn't have used that one. But anyway, Deshaun, go ahead and I believe you still got some good years in you. You're only 28 years old. You got to go ahead and have a great year. It's a tough division. There's no doubt it's a tough conference. But if you're the guy you were a few years ago, then you can resurrect your career. All right, at number 1, Dak Prescott, right? I mean, it's obvious. All week long, people have been talking about Trey Lance, even Nick saying, you gotta give him a package.
Yeah.
Gotta give him a package. Everybody thinks Trey Lance is gonna take Dak Prescott's spot. I think that's kind of crazy, but Dak is under pressure because the conference is weaker than it's been in a long time. The other top quarterbacks, Jalen Hurts, absolutely legit. Brock Purdy was great last year, but come on, he's Mr. Irrelevant a year ago. Dak, if you're who you're supposed to be, you should at least get this team to that NFC title game that they haven't been to in nearly 30 years. You should even have a shot at getting them to the Super Bowl. If you don't, because of the noise about Trey Lance, because you want this big contract, I don't think your time would be up in Dallas, but the pressure would really be on you. So Dak Prescott has to go out and have a great year, lead them at least to the Final Four. I think he can do it, but he's got to go out and prove it.
No.
Tepid belief.
Yeah, this is more indictment than an inspiration this week.
Really?
But what
I
I will say, though, is this list is definitely closer to the regular season list. It's more refined. It's more nuanced. You took some shots at Nick, and you did a really nice imitation. So we've gotten through the preseason list, and this is pretty close to the regular season list. I'm going to add someone, though, one of your favorites, which is Jimmy Garoppolo. And here's why. And we talk about quarterback wins, and I know that's a big step for you. Yeah. But Jimmy goes on a podcast or an interview, and he talks about the importance of a fresh start, where you've got a fresh start. And then for some reason, he's going to take a shot at the 49ers, and you don't really need to do that. So now you put the onus back on you to show that you would have been the right decision if they had kept you. So you're bringing yourself back into a conversation that you weren't really part of. Now, the other thing, the third thing is Brew talks about the head coaching situation, and this is a relationship that you've had with Josh McDaniels. You've been in his system. You understand how the system works. You should be very effective in it. And Brew wants to get Josh fired. So you have a chance to save Josh's job after Josh believed in you as strongly as he did. So it's on the list.
Yeah.
Jimmy always has a built-in excuse, though.
You're the excuse maker for him.
Injuries.
Okay, but
fragile bones. I mean, really, like he might. We all think, you know what? He probably got about 7 games in him.
Fragile bones.
What are you saying? He needs to drink more milk?
Something.
All right.
It was awry.
Before I show you mine, do you guys remember last year? I even brought it up today. I kept hammering the point that Josh Allen got more credit for losing a game than Mahomes got for beating him.
Yeah, we didn't believe that. We just kind of let it go.
Okay, but it was true. Something similar has happened, at least on this show, with that Chargers-Jags playoff game, and I am putting Justin Herbert on the list, which is, I have heard more criticism for Trevor Lawrence's play in that game, for coming back from down 27-0, than for Justin Herbert, who blew the 4th largest lead in NFL playoff history. Justin Herbert now has the largest contract in NFL history. He already had 2 very good wide receivers. They spent their first-round pick on another one. Last year, they spent in the offseason a ton of money on their defense. Those guys are all back healthy. He got a brand new offensive coordinator. So people that were blaming Staley's head coach and the offense for hurting him, Kellen Moore was an offensive coordinator. See Dak Prescott throw for nearly 5,000 yards, throw for nearly 40 touchdowns. He has the money. He has the experience. He has the weapons. He has the offensive system. What he doesn't have is a postseason victory.
True.
What he doesn't have is consecutive playoff appearances. What he doesn't have is really any of the pelts on the wall to go along with what everybody says about him, which is one of the best quarterbacks in football. I do believe Justin Herbert's excellent. You guys know for 2 straight years I've said the Chargers are the team that scare me as a Chiefs fan more than anyone because of the familiarity and because those games are always close. But at some point, you've got to produce on a high level late into January. We're yet to see that. Justin Herbert, there's no more excuses for him at this point, so I'm putting him on the bus.
That's a good one. Very true about Justin Herbert. I mean, everybody seems to have him in the top 5 as far as quarterbacks, but he's got to have more postseason success. Got great weapons, so yeah, that's a good one.
All right, finally, Brew, I'm going to take a little dip into the NBA, and shout out to Mark Spears, who gave us the best Ben Simmons interview maybe I've ever read in my life or in Ben Simmons' career. Ben Simmons basically outlined how bad his back was and gave us several awesome quotes that I will read to you now. 1, this is the best I've felt in like 2 years. That's good news, Ben. For me to come back and dominate people will be great. Fantastic. Hey, remember I was always like, hey man, you should play in the Olympics. It turns out his back hurt, but now the Olympics are coming up. He's not currently playing with Josh Giddey. Yeah, for sure. Olympics? Yeah, 100%. That's what I want to do next year. So he's in on the Olympics. What's he working on, you might ask? Touch shooting, pull-ups, spot-up threes, just everything. When I'm allowed to be who I am and move how I need to move, I will be in a good place. The sky is the limit. Ben Simmons, my friend, I believe in you after this. Now, there was one little part of this article, bro. Say, hey, what are you doing? 5-on-5 scrimmage? He's like, well, right now, 2-on-2. What? What was that? Just 2-on-2? He's talking about how strong his score is. It's just 2-on-2. But I'm putting Ben Simmons on the bud list because these quotes are so over the top. They're almost Robert Saleh-esque that he needs to deliver. But Ben Simmons, I do believe in you.
That's a good one, Wiles.
It's a great article.
The 2-on-2 scares you.
It kind of just was like snuck in there. I was like, hey, man, we're like threes maybe?
I would love nothing more than for Ben Simmons to reach his potential. That would be great. I thought the dude was going to be awesome. Even in his best years in Philly, I didn't think he was reaching his potential. He still wouldn't take jump shots. So hopefully all of that's
He's out
true.
Here, man. He's playing twos, just a 21, but still. He is out here with his shirt off, working out.
Looking good.
Yeah. Prediction week continues. Which team will shock the NFL? Oh, maybe the New England Patriots?
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.